everybody, it's Kira. Welcome back to my channel. So, since I've been gone for about the first 3 months of 2018, I just wanted to share with you guys what I have been reading in those 3 months. There's not a lot to talk about, honestly, but I'm super excited about the books that I've read so far, and I am also really excited about the books that I'm planning on reading. So, let's just get into the couple of books that I've read since 2018 has started. These are not going to be in perfect order. I do have the ones that I read like most recently in order, but otherwise it's just kind of there. So, the first one I'm going to talk about is a couple of rereads. I've talked about this a little bit on my channel, but I like to listen to audiobooks to help me fall asleep. It just gives my mind something to focus on, but also not focus on, which is why I like rereading books on audiobooks. So, because I already know what's happening in this story, but I can also follow along and don't feel too bad about falling asleep. So it usually takes me quite a long time to get through an audiobook because I fall asleep listening to it. But I've been rereading the Hunger Games series. So I finished the Hunger Games and I'm almost done. I have less than an hour left of Catching Fire. So I'm almost done with those. This is the first time I've actually reread the Hunger Games series in a long time. And it's super fun. Like, I forgot how fun these books are. I'm not really going to explain what these are about because I'm sure everybody knows what they're about, but I really enjoyed them. The one thing I didn't like so far in Catching Fire is like her going back and forth between boys, which I didn't notice too much. My phone just buzzed. I didn't notice that too much the first time that I read them, probably because like the movies were just about to come out and like I got caught up in that. But I really enjoy it. They're really well written and they're just good dystopian books and just super fun. So I've finished this one. I'm almost done with Catching Fire. And I will probably listen to Mockingjay, although Catching Fire is definitely my favorite. Next book I'm going to talk about is Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. This is one of the books that I got for Christmas because I asked for it because it was super hyped on BookTube and like I've been hearing really good things about it, and I like the idea of kids who go through doorways to magical worlds and then have how they deal with them coming home. And so it's about this, I think I read it so long ago that I don't even hardly remember. And part of the reason I don't remember is because I didn't really like it. It's a really short book. Like, it's maybe 130 pages. Like, it's a short novella. I think because of that, it just felt like there was too much information trying to be crammed into this tiny book. I would have loved it if we had more time with these characters and more time for like the plot line of this like murders that keeps happening at this children's home, and like it just felt very rushed and I didn't really connect to any of the characters, which was really sad because I really wanted to like this book, but I just didn't. It just was not. I'm thinking that I might not like this shorter novella style book. It just felt like there was too much information that was being pushed like on you so that it could get to the end, basically. And so unfortunately I didn't really like Every Heart a Doorway, but I am glad that I read it because now I can say that I read it. And it was interesting to see how different characters dealt with coming back from different worlds. So the next book I'm going to talk about is Warcross by Marie Lu. This is another book that I got for Christmas and I'm so happy I did. It is phenomenal. So if you don't know what this is about, it's a story about a girl named Mika who is a bounty hunter, and so she makes her living by catching criminals. And there's this virtual reality game called Warcross, and so she hacks herself into the Warcross game, but then into like the opening ceremonies of it, and she gets caught kind of like everybody can see her, and so then the creator of Warcross invites her to help like spy for him in the Warcross gaming community, and it's so good. It reminds me a lot of Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kristen somebody or other. I don't remember. I read that earlier in like November, October, somewhere around there. And I didn't really like it. That was also a virtual reality gaming world, but I feel like that one just didn't, like I didn't connect very well with any of the characters or anything. But this one was so good. I loved it so much. There was one twist that I did see coming, but then the very end gave like a completely different twist that I did not see coming, and so I'm so excited for the next book. I don't remember what the next book's called, but I believe we just got a title, and I'm so excited for it. I can't believe it took me so long to read this book, but it was so amazing and I loved it a lot. I feel like it was very well written, and the characters were very, like, you were able to connect with the characters, and there was a romance in here which was pretty cool, and I liked that there were moments of the romance, but it didn't like overtake the story, but it also had consequences. Like, what happened in their romance also had consequences in the story itself, and it was so well done and I loved it a lot. The last books I'm going to talk about are the Illuminae Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. These are so good. So I reread Illuminae and then I reread Gemina, which is the second book, in anticipation for Obsidio, which I kind of talked about in my last video a little bit, but I am now 414 pages through and loving it so far. So, if you don't know about the Illuminae Files, this series, it takes place in a sci-fi world in which the main characters, Katie and Ezra, their planet has been bombed by this biotech company. And so they are on two separate ships that are like running away and trying to get to safety. But there's another ship that is from biotech, that is trying to chase them and kill them. And it's told through really cool format, so it's told through messages, and it's got like this whole like countdown sequence that happens, and it's told through messages and through just like files, and it's just told in such an interesting way, and I love it so much. And then Gemina is about two other characters who are on this jump station that these characters are trying to get to, so that in Obsidio all four characters meet up, and it's so amazing. I love it so much so far. They're so good. Another thing that I really like, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, but the hardback covers of the series, they, like, the dust jacket can come off, and so it has, like, cool writing. It's literally from the text, like, on it, and then if you put the dust jacket on, there are, like, small pieces that you can read through. Like, this one says, "First survive, then tell the truth." And it's really neat, and I like that Obsidio is kind of like tying pieces from the first two books together because it's telling their stories, but it's also brought in two new characters, and it's just so good. I love them so much. Everybody go and read the Illuminae Files series. They are so good. I think Obsidio is the last one. I think it's a trilogy. I'm not 100% sure, but I love them so much. So I think I'm going to try, because this is the only one that I own, so I think this summer when I'm working, I'm going to try and buy the other two, and then I will reread them, and I'm going to try and do individual, like, review / book talks about each of the books, because they're just so good, and I don't really know anybody else in real life that's read them, excuse me, because my friends aren't huge sci-fi people. So yeah, I don't have anybody IRL to talk about them with, but they're so good and I love them so much. Actually, I made my brother read Illuminae. I don't think he liked it very much, but I made him read it, so, you know, there's that. Also, I do have a friend who just returned Strange the Dreamer to me. I made her read it and she loved it, so that's good. I'm, you know, continuing to make, well, she already was a book nerd, but continuing the book nerd giving, that sounded weird. Whatever. The only other books that I've read this semester have been for school. I had to read The Epic of Gilgamesh, The Odyssey, and right now we're reading Beowulf, and then we're going to read The Hobbit, which I've already read The Hobbit before, but I am excited to reread it because I only have read it once before the movies. I think it was after the first one, but before the second movie came out. So, but I know the movies better than I know the book, so I'm interested to see like how they compare, even though I know that they're totally different. But whatever. If you want to follow me on social media, I do have a Twitter and a Goodreads account. My Twitter is now mostly stuff about like this TV show called Timeless, which is so amazing. Everybody needs to go watch it. Actually, I've been talking really fast. Sorry about that. I do have the first season right here. It's a time travel TV show. It is so amazing. It's on Sunday nights, 10 p.m. on 9 Central on NBC. It is amazing. Everybody go watch it. But most of my Twitter is usually that. I try to live tweet with the actors who also live tweet while it shows, because it's in need of ratings and might possibly get canceled, but fingers crossed. This season it's so good already. We're only in season 2 and it's so good. But this is a show that was like canceled and then brought back because there was such a fan outcry and people wanted more. So, but obviously that's not going to work again. There needs to be like, it's all about the money, guys. So there needs to be more people watching. So go watch Timeless. There's my plug for that. But most of my Twitter is Timeless, but there is bookish stuff on there too. So I have a Twitter and a Goodreads, and I do have a Tumblr. I can leave it posted if you guys want, but it's mostly musical stuff. It's also just like so much random reblogging stuff. There's no order whatsoever to my Tumblr at this point. But if you guys want, I can leave that down below as well. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!